Brother, we're putting an application now where we're selecting the names of the streets in the United States of America. We're putting the subdivision laws. Like, hey, this is the law. One of the laws being your yearly contribution, 75% of it goes to support the masjid that's going to be there. We're making these laws. We're putting those laws.
If you're one of those delusional people who still think that radical Islam is not trying to take over the United Kingdom and all of Europe for this fact, then I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. Let's watch this video.
I've thought about why don't we do something like this? Why don't Muslims get together and do something like this? But I'll be honest, I always thought it was impossible, which is to create a community within UK, USA for Muslims, or that's built for a Muslim type of client.
Yes.
Right? Of course, I'm sure you can't like exclude people because of religion or whatnot, right?
There are ways, brother, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are very wise ways, but go ahead.
Yeah. So the point is that you acquired land.
Alhamdulillah.
Allahumma barik, where there's a masjid in the middle, and then there are 250 properties that are going to be built.
Probably
around,
more. Yes.
Right around the masjid.
Yes.
You're gonna have gyms that are like
segregated.
Allahumma barik. What amazes me is that you've actually done it, and you sold out all of the plots.
Yes, within 40 minutes.
Oh, the 40 minutes was your one.
Yeah.
I thought that was the other one.
No, so the 40 minutes, they also did it, but they did it second. But they did it all social media announcement. We did it at our house, brother. Nobody even knows about it. Like completely like brothers like you, close brothers came, brought their friends and family. We told them the mission and boom, boom, boom. It's done.
And just so people can have like context, like what were the deposits people were giving?
$50,000. Just like that. Boom, boom, boom.
And how big is this project in terms of dollars?
Yes. So just those land that we acquired is $6.8 million, and it's 279 acre land. So like,
this is something that people just, the amount of money that this Islamic radical thing has to just dominate in every area you can think of. When people ask themselves, why is it that, how are they at universities and how have they done this? They have so much money, and it is all fueled towards taking over the world with radical Islam.
You said, brother, masjid, homes, a total Muslim village. So we're still debating on the name, but it's going to be something Muslim name and a village attached to it, right? The names of the streets, Khalid ibn al-Walid, Tariq bin Ziyad, like all the great conquerors.
This is my England, the England that I grew up in. They're talking about the great conquerors being named in a town in England.
Like people need to Google those conquerors and know like what are we made of. Yeah.
By the way, good point. Google these conquerors and see that the plans that they have in place, the things that they're thinking of doing, they take their ideology and their dreams and their goals and their plans from these loony bin conquerors, radical ones, obviously.
Islamophobes are burning, bro.
Google Tariq bin Ziyad, and then we want to have different sections like Andalusia, this, that, like all our past glories, and we want to bring it back. The way what we're doing, brother, like you cannot make it exclusive, like non-Muslims not allowed, kuffar not allowed. What we're doing, there's something called association fee. I don't know what it's called in Dubai. Like your maintenance fee that you pay yearly, to cutting the service fee, to cut the grass, to remove the snow and whatnot. So that service fee will put there 75% of the service fee you're paying goes to the masjid.
So they would automatically not want to come.
Automatically, if you are a practicing Christian, I would advise you, why help the Muslims, Let Muslims do their own thing, right? So
and can you hear what they're... First of all, 75% going to the masjid is just deranged, but they're using... Notice how at the beginning of the video they were talking about this idea that you can't exclude people, so they're coming up with ways to make sure that people just don't want to come, so that they can create these strongholds of Islam, radical Islam. And they'll say it's not radical. This is radical.
This is the way we're going to put the clause. And our attorney already put it there. So we have, brother, think about it. Like a guy comes from Bangladesh, have no idea about anything. Brother, we're putting an application now where we're selecting the names of the streets in the United States of America. We're putting the subdivision laws. Like, hey, this is the law. One of the laws being your yearly contributions, 75% of it goes to support the masjid that's going to be there.
That's
We're
so
making
funny.
these laws. We're putting those laws. It's unbelievable what Allah can do for you.
You know, just blew my
saying it.
mind.
You know, they say if you, what's called verbal manifestations, if you keep saying something to someone, they'll become like that. If you keep telling someone they're a villain, they'll become a villain. People keep saying, bro, these Muslims are taking over. The masses, you know what?
It's taking over.
If you keep calling, if you keep saying it,
Yes.
I'm actually going to do it.
No, but you know what's mad is
Yeah. They're claiming that because we're saying that radical Islam is planning on taking over, that's how it comes to be. No, they have a plan, a serious plan to dominate us and take over our world. Why? Why are you not all on camera freaking out about this as well?
what you just said, bro. Actually, I think it was mind blowing. You said a guy from Bangladesh comes over to the USA,
Starts naming streets.
starts naming streets after Islamic
It's unbelievable. I
conquerors.
cannot sometimes even believe it. And I suggested those names, but other people say, why these? Can we have like
I
normal?
ask Allah, Ya
Cordoba
Allah,
Street.
give success to this project.
I mean,
Ya
Ameen.
Allah, protect this project and give it success.
And there's no
Ameen.
riba involved.
I mean, no riba, brother.
No haram. Like,
So we 6.8 million we raised in 40 minutes.
long bad.
Now I'm like, okay, this is happening. This happened, right? And this is another thing. People fear too much, brother. Now you have raised it. Now I have great attorneys. Now we're going to use the kuffar when their talent comes in, right? We have the great attorneys. So I hired everyone that the township knows. So they have dealt with this is their boy, their attorney. This is their civil engineer. This is their planning commissioner. I have hired all of them in our team. Now they are submitting the application because now comes the real world. You got to play it wise, right? So now the township is going to see an application coming from, I'm not going to name his name, like John Smith submitting this application,
John
but it
Smith.
says Khalid ibn Walid Street. Oh my God, what is John Smith thinking, right? But this is what you make John Smith do when you got the money. You hire John Smith and tell him, hey, submit an application as I tell you to submit. Yeah. So
Are you sure this podcast not gonna get you
oh,
in
no,
trouble?
nothing, brother. I don't care. What are you gonna do? So this is another
But
thing.
I want the project to manifest.
Of course.
That's where then you got to pull out the constitution.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Freedom of religion.
Exactly,
He's
brother.
saying,
You man identify as whatever you want, bro. I identify as Khalid bin Walid Street.
Yes.
This street identifies as Khalid bin Walid Street.
What are you gonna do now? Hurt the street's feelings? Come on, man. Yeah.
They take American freedoms, they take each country's kryptonite or each country's values and they flip it. Do you see how they're mocking the idea of freedom of religion? Oh, what are they going to do? Identify as a street? They're coming for every place and saying this is this weakness. By the way, Israel's weakness, we care about life. So they take our hostages. They take our people and make them hostages because they know we'll just have to acquiesce to their request because of it. America, freedom of religion. Let's take the fact that they allow for people to have religious freedoms and use it in our own right for our own goals so that we can radicalize. Europe, they're so polite and they so don't like making noise that they'll just allow for people to kind of come in. They look at Spain, this country is sympathetic, they go for them. Germany, they go for each country with each country's issues and they dominate using that value as a flaw. That's the idea of Islam. That's what's so revolting about this radical concept is that they know how to find your goodness and turn it against you so that they can then dominate. That's what they've done in America. They've looked at people who care about children. Under the guise of caring for children, they've managed to flip the narrative to make it look like Israel's are the ones who hates the children, when actually it's the radical Islamists who are doing the killings. It's unbelievable. They take your value and they shift it to make it work against you. They are so sophisticated in their strategy and they're just sitting here mocking it. It's on our internet. It's available to us and we're still not believing it.